In my last video, I was talking about a Debka file report concerning Donald Trump's secret deal that he made with Turkey. And but I wanted to go further because on Debka file, I'll go ahead and do screen share here on Debka file right here. Yesterday's report. In this particular article, now, folks, Debka file, Debka.com is operated by former Mossad agents. They are the ones who know. This is probably going to be the most accurate reporting that you're going to find in the Middle East anywhere. So, the title is, the IDF must cut short tunnel operation, get set for repercussions from Trump's stunning Syria withdrawal. And when I get down to the last two paragraphs, you will see just how badly the Trump administration appears to have betrayed Israel. Israel's leaders, government, military intelligence were dumbfounded by U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to pull U.S. troops out of Syria as part of its withdrawal from the Middle East at large. Senior ministers received no answers to their urgent calls to the Prime Minister's office and military intelligence officers for confirmation of the news. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu himself only received word of the decision just 5 minutes before it hit Twitter. Debka file sources have learned, although he talked to the President and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo some days ago, in recent conversations with U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton, as well as Pompeo, about the IDF operation against Hezbollah tunnels, both U.S. officials assured Netanyahu that he had nothing to worry about. U.S. troops were present in the eastern and northern Syria, they said, and they would not let pro-Iranian militias come through from the western Iraq to the aid of Hezbollah. Israeli officials were further dismayed early Thursday, December the 20th, when they understood that the only leaders to receive prior notice of Trump's decision were Russian President Vladimir Putin and President Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey. This was inferred from intelligence of a secret deal which the president's advisor on Syrian affairs, James Jeffries, had received or had reached with Erdogan, and which opened the way for Turkish military movements in Syria in the wake of U.S. pullout. As recently as Monday, December 17th, Jeffrey told the Atlantic Council in Washington in a speech, the eventual goal of the mainly Kurdish Syrian Defense Forces should be to become part of the fabric of the changed Syrian society. We do not have permanent relationships with sub-state entities. This was taken as a clear repudiation of U.S. responsibility for the fate of its Kurdish allies. In other words, stabbing them in the back too. But you see, stabbing Israel in the back is the worst offense. I will continue. This coming issue of Debka Weekly, which I just read, for subscribers, out on Friday, December 21st, uncovers the secret decision-making process at the White House, which led up to Trump's decision without Israel picking up a hint on its purpose. Some clues could have been picked up, for instance, from Russia's deployment in early December of an S-300 air defense battalion in Deir ez-Zor province in eastern Syria without so much as demur from Washington, although U.S. troops were nearby. Debka file alone reported the Russian move at the time. Nobody else did. Israel is also discovering in the last few hours that Tehran and Hezbollah stayed silent when Israel launched its operation to uncover Hezbollah tunnels last week, not because they were taken aback, as some Israeli official claimed, but because they had advanced notice of the U.S. withdrawal, either from Moscow or from Ankara, and saw it being totally eclipsed in importance by the sensation about to be landed by Donald Trump. Debka Files military sources stress that the IDF must wrap up this operation with all possible speed and lose no time in getting set for the major repercussions about to roll in on Israel's northern front. In other words, Ezekiel 38. In other words, Joel 2. As soon as the 2,200 U.S. forces depart Syria, the reorganization required could take months of intense work, and they probably won't have enough time. So, folks, I urge everyone who put their trust in Donald Trump to pull your head out of the sand and realize that he is no different than any other politician before him.